I'd like to start a petition for a ban on all links to Julie DeCaro's Twitter feed.
Hello. Must all this then? Some guy reading something to some woman, and the video is supposed to be about sports. Hang on, I need to jog my memory. What's all this about? Who did this video again? So this is from a YouTube channel called Just Not Sports, and apparently it's about real guys reading real comments made about sports reporters Sarah Spain and Julie DeCaro to their face. Okay, yet none of these women are in sports. These women may or may not have had careers in sports, I do not know, but these are not sports women. These are journalists who happen to report on sports. They are not in sports, they are not part of this industry. So I don't really understand why this is a thing that they're going to go with here. And women face harassment in sports. Every time I watch women's football, by that I mean soccer, I hardly ever see the vitriol that is spewed at men on a regular basis across football stadiums around the world. In men's football, they are shouted at, they are called names. Some of it's banter, some of it isn't. Sometimes racial slurs are used, horrible words, and I've had, proper face-to-face stuff with this, and every time I watch female football, I hardly ever see that. I mean, this is international football, usually, but they don't seem to get that as much as the men do. And let's not forget that every time Gary Lineker, who is a actual former football player and now a presenter on the BBC, he does Match of the Day. He did 20 years ago a little funny incident where he shot himself on the pitch during Italia 90, or at least one of the build-up games to that. And since then, on Twitter, everything he types in, he gets someone called "shat on the pitch," "shat on this Twitter post," etc. Sometimes it's funny, I can't help but laugh myself, but that could be construed as harassment by these people. He gets it all the time. Footballers get it all the time on Twitter. Male footballers, yet apparently only the women? Why are we only dealing with the women's problems? I'm just wondering. But anyway, you've heard me go on long enough, so continue.
Okay.
Well, it seems to be a little bit lighthearted, but it's going to get a lot worse, isn't it?
All right, you ready to do some mean tweets?
I'm ready.
Sarah Spain sounds like a nagging wife on TV today.
Not even married yet.
That's harassment. Sounds more like a silly, whining, call for attention tweet that so many people get. I've had worse than this. In fact, I've seen sports presenters who are male in this country have worse than this. Crazy that, isn't it, people? But again, they're only starting with the lesser ones and building up to the worst ones, which is quite obvious. Unless they really are going for shit like this is harassment. That's not harassment. That's someone being a dickhead.
Julie DeCaro is a run-of-the-mill, mediocre beat writer.
Sounds more like criticism with an insult at the end. Sounds like this person doesn't like her columns and presenting. I think it said she was a columnist and a presenter, I'm not so sure. Maybe they just don't like her work. Maybe she's not that good. I'm just saying. To this person, you're not good, miss. So I don't see how that's harassment.
Not atrocious, not good.
Just sorta there.
I'm actually not a beat writer at all, but okay.
Okay, can any North Americans please tell me what beat writer means? I don't know what that means. And again, how is this harassment? He didn't even say you were bad or good, you were just mediocre. That's criticism, that's an opinion, not harassment. I mean, but this is how it is, isn't it, with social justice warriors? An opinion is harassment. If it's not the right opinion, that is.
Sarah Spain is just a scrub muffin?
I don't even know what a scrub muffin
I don't
is.
either.
I love muffins.
Seriously, is this all you've got? Really? This is tame. I've had worse than this, and I'm not really a public figure in the sense that you are. I'm just an internet figure. You're on TV, you're in print media, you're on Twitter, obviously. You should have more than this. That's worse, right? I've seen worse on Sargons. I've seen worse on, hell, small channels that have nothing to do with anything. I've seen so much worse than this. Is this really all you've got? Really? Is this the same person? Was this scripted? Because it doesn't feel like someone who was watching a game of sports, his team lost, or her team lost, because we don't know the gender of these people, but hey, we all know who they all think it is, but that's besides the point. Their team lost, they're angry, so they write something knee-jerk. That's usually what fans do. They're very knee-jerk, and they like to respond in a knee-jerk way. But this doesn't sound like a typical sports fan writing abuse. It sounds like someone who's a comedian and has thought of really interesting quips, although the quips are shit. Like, what does that even mean? Who's writing this shit? If anything, it sounds like their own fans having banter, if anything.
One of the players should beat you to death with their hockey stick, like the whore you are.
On fucking cue, and hockey. Hockey? Oh, for fuck's sake, it's only fucking Canadian. Are these people soft or what? I don't know what part actually offended him the most. The fact that he said, I hope that the hockey players beat you up, or the word cunt, because if they're seriously feigning this sort of, oh my god, this is horrible, stuff like that, because of the word cunt, fucking hell, Jesus Christ, really? Being called a cunt is worse than being threatened, or at least having violence wished upon. Really? Is this where we're going? But this is what I expect from Canadian social justice warriors, so, you know, oh, he called me a cunt, I don't like anything about that, oh.
I'm just reading this.
Okay.
Oh my god, this is so fake. It's so fake. Look, I appreciate the fact that you are showing or feigning concern for these women, but it's the word cunt. Words do not harm. Actions harm. Words hurt your feelings, but they cannot kill you. Okay? That's how it works. I mean, it's just the word cunt. Cunt is an ancient word that is beautiful in a way that I cannot describe. I mean, it's such a great word that it's a term of endearment in Australia. But these are social justice warriors who come from Canada, obviously, so that's why they're so depressed about the word cunt. I mean, he literally wanted you to be beaten up by men, you know, sportsmen, especially ice hockey, where they're all tough as fuck and they will get into fights. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'd rather be called a cunt than beat up by hockey players.
I mean, okay, this is why we don't hire any females unless we need our sucked or our food cooked.
Again with the fake outrage. Come on. That's clearly a troll. That's clearly someone trying to get a rise out of you. And the fact you're being like a little wimp here only proves that person's point that these people are easy to wind up. You're making the troll win by feigning this outrage, or maybe it is real, I don't know, and making the video about it. Jesus Christ. That wasn't even as bad as being wished death upon or violence upon. I mean, you know, getting beat up can lead to death. But hey, no, being called a cunt and saying that, oh, we only employ women because we want our dicks sucked. Or, I mean, what the fuck? Seriously? That's tame.
Sarah Spain is a self-important know-it-all.
You can't even say the word cunt? Again, this is someone's opinion of her. I mean, it's not really harassment. Again, is this the same person? Is this an orchestrated attack? As far as I'm aware, this is a mixture of trolls, idiots, and people who are just trying to get a rise out of you, which is technically a troll, and maybe some people genuinely don't like him, but this isn't really what I'd call harassment, considering I've actually been on the receiving end of a few things you could call harassment. I mean, flying monkeys, anyone?
Okay.
This is all they've got. I mean, just cunt. Is this it? Is this really that bad? Women get this? At least these two women get this? Men get worse. I've seen men get worse than this. I'm sure John Terry, when he was racist towards Anton Ferdinand got a hell of a lot worse than what she got. I mean, I know he was racist, but that's besides the point. For those of you who don't know, that's another soccer player, football player. And what about Rio and Anton? They would have got abuse off John Terry's fans who thought he was, innocent. And let's not forget one of my personal sporting heroes, Patrice Evra, another football player. He was the victim of a racist insult by someone called Luis Suarez. Some of you will know about this. Evra got quite a lot of hate, as probably Suarez did, by Liverpool and United fans alike. And probably would have been a lot worse, considering, like I said, sports fans tend to be knee-jerk. And this is slightly knee-jerk, but it seems to be like it's intentionally put like that in order to get a rise out of them, rather than, a typing away of frustrations like a lot of it is, which doesn't actually excuse it, by the way. But that's how sports fans tend to work.
Just read the tweets, man. They're just mean tweets.
Now you know they're at him and he can't even read cunt. Come on! Seriously, it's not the worst thing in the world. Being wished violence upon is worse than being called a cunt. I'm sorry, but that was an actual kind of threat, in a way, wasn't it? If you think about it. But hey, whatever. Feign the emotion for these women, because if they were men, nobody would care. They'd tell them to pull their socks up and block them. Which I'm going to say to these people right now. Ladies and other people who might want to, heed these words, just block them and move on. And if they come back, block them again or report them to Twitter and let Twitter handle it. But hey, whatever, you'll just listen to these people, so whatever.
This dumb.
Really? You couldn't read that because it had cunt again? Literally all of them have cunt, and they're trying to say, oh, how dare you call cunt to a lady, even though cunt technically isn't a gendered slur, as is dick, really. I tend to call more men cunts than I do women, because I don't know if that's a British thing, but that's what we do. We tend to call men cunts more than women. I mean, there has been cases like that, but again, really? Just cunt makes this worse than anything else? Worse than a man's harassment? If, of course, men get harassed, but this is the thing, isn't it? They're trying to make these men feel guilty, to make men feel guilty about a few cunts on the internet, who, by the way, are most likely anonymous, and we'll never know who they actually are. We don't know what their gender will be, but hey, it's apparently men's fault. That's why men are reading it. Get it into your heads, people, that men harass, women receive harassment. That's the message here.
There's a lot of C word.
There's a lot of C words, yeah.
Yeah.
Just say the word cunt, please. It's not the worst word in the world. I mean, imagine if she was called a honky. Would that be worse or not? I bet they think that's not as bad. Her being called a honky. Hell, these women being threatened with violence is not as bad as being called a cunt, apparently. Social justice. It's not really consistent.
I hope your dog gets hit by a car, you.
Does she even have a dog? I mean, they were laughing at shit like that before. They were laughing at it. But now, apparently, because she's called a bitch, that makes it worse? It's fucking hell. Jesus. This is just absurd.
Hopefully this skank Julie DeCaro is Bill Cosby's next victim. That would be classic.
Clearly a troll, nothing else to say there. The fact you are again feigning this outrage, this disgust, is just killing me right now. Honestly, I just want to kill myself. I just want to die right now.
I don't know what to say to that.
I don't. I think I can even say that.
Cosby is nearly 90 years old. What is he gonna do to her? What exactly can he do to her now? Maybe back in the day, but he didn't seem to go for people her age at the time. Which would have been about 10? 15? I don't know how old she is. She looks about 30, 40. He seemed to go for adult women, if the rumours are to be believed. So she would not be the next victim. The guy... See, it's a troll. And they're getting insulted and offended over this. God, grow a backbone. It's words on the internet. You are all public figures, or you're actors. Get over yourselves. You have all had worse than this. I've had worse than this. This is what you should expect on the internet. And you know how you deal with it? You either ignore it, you can overfeed the trolls, poem them massively, you can block them or report them, or just turn off the computer and go read a book or watch some television. That's all you have to do. This is not the huge problem that people make it out to be, and this fake acting does not help things either. As you can see in your like to dislike ratio, although most people like it, there's a lot of dissent there. So don't even try and go there with me.
I hope your boyfriend beats you. I'm sorry.
Oh, anonymous troll hopes that her boyfriend, who will never hit her if she has a boyfriend at all, wants to... Oh, God. Oh, anonymous troll wants this woman's boyfriend, if he even exists, to hit her. Wow. How can you get insulted over that? Look, if she has a boyfriend who's not abusive, she knows that will never happen, therefore the insult loses all its power. But because these people are either great actors or shit actors or oversensitive, they take this to heart. And the troll wins, but I'm repeating myself, so let's move on.
Why bring up your own rape in this story? Is it your way of firing back at critics who said you can't get any?
That's something, huh?
I'm sorry.
Again! That is a troll, someone trying to get a rise out of you.
Okay. So I have to read all of them, right? Because, I mean, I don't...
Read them, I guess.
Obvious propaganda is obvious propaganda.
I hope you get raped again.
Oh.
Again, you should expect this, because that is a weakness within you that they are trying to exploit. And again, all I can say is, block them and stop making propaganda videos demonising men, because this is obvious what you're trying to do.
I'm having trouble looking at you when I'm saying these things.
Grow a fucking spine! It's not the worst shit in the world. There is literally, right, a segment on Jimmy Kimmel or whoever it is on American TV who does this thing where celebrities get their hate mail and read it for comedic effect. This is what you could be doing. That is a hell of a lot better than this. Showing the trolls that you've won when taking the piss out of them will show them that they've lost. Because that's not what they expect. But hey, whatever. The voice of reason here must be ignored.
Sarah Spain is a I would hate.
You could flip that and make it a compliment and the troll would just die. Seriously. Again, that's not even as bad as what that other woman got. But again, these seem like more isolated tweets than harassment. But that's the thing, isn't it? Isolated tweets are now harassment because they say so, because reasons. I mean, never mind the fact that stuff on the football pitch, like this...
Skip it for as long as they could. But that's why he wanted more goals, he said. Oh, and Rio Ferdinand there. For as long as they could. Hung on to their skipper for as long as they could.
Happens to men, yet apparently these women's feels are more important than actual physical safety, so whatever.
Okay.
As are some men, but I would not class that as harassment. For a woman or for a man, those are isolated tweets. Those are cherry-picked. Show me them actually getting harassed. And then maybe I will support you, but I can't because this is propaganda. This is not about their feelings. This is just about you trying to control the internet as per usual. Isn't it, Sopchus?
You need to be hit in the head with a hockey puck and killed.
That was Rio Ferdinand doing his job and getting hit by a coin by a rival fan. He was just doing his job. That is harassment. He was getting harassed there. And then later on, somebody invades the pitch.
The captain was left mopping the blood from his brow. He later needed medical attention. Then seconds later, a fan invaded the pitch, but was prevented from reaching Ferdinand by City's goalkeeper Joe Hart.
And that's also harassment. Thankfully, the opposition goalkeeper helps him as well, and the man is removed by the stewards, but that's besides the point. That literally happened to 2 players, and that was only a couple of years ago. That was only 3 years ago. No, 4 maybe. That's very recent for an attack. Women don't get this on the internet, and I've never seen it happen to a female football player. I might be wrong, but in my personal experience, I've never seen this happen to him. But hey, apparently women on the internet are harassed continuously and forever, and that's more important than the safety of actual sportsmen on a sports field getting hit by coins or being attacked by people. But whatever.
That's it.
Yeah, that's the point. These trolls wouldn't do that to their faces because they're internet trolls. They're not idiots who will attack someone for losing a game.
Sorry that these were directed toward you.
Say sorry, men. Take all the blame for what some anonymous people did. We don't know what gender they are, but obviously they were male, so apologise. Apologise, goddammit. It's your fault, even if you didn't do it. It's your fault because we said so.
I'm sorry on behalf of other people everywhere that you've had to deal with this.
Well, one person said people, but really we all know he meant men. Come on. You wanted him to say men, but he didn't, but you left it in there for some odd reason. Look, why are these men apologising for things that they didn't do for people they have no control over? Why? What good will that do? These people will move on to somebody else to troll. You will carry on doing your jobs, and the cycle will continue because you've made it worse. But hey, whatever. I'm the one at fault here because I'm the shitlord and I'm the man.
I feel like I need to apologize to my mother, but that's a whole nother story.
Oh, Joker, eh? Joker. Oh, God, next. What, it's harmful? Is that what you're trying to say when you mean more than mean? Jesus Christ. But anyway, people, that's the end of that god-awful video. I told you it would get worse before it inevitably got better. So I hope you've learnt something today. I certainly have learnt something. That apparently people who only talk about sports, are not involved with sports, get more harassment than the guys who actually play it. But hey, whatever. See you later.
Thank you.